Good experience? Don't tell me details of like what came through, but good experiences?
Decent.
Nice.
Yeah, decent. The first one, but the second one was decent.
I like it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's so funny because when I very first went to look for one, you're the very first person that I had seen. But I was like in that impatient and and I didn't have the money. There was, I was in it. This was years ago.
Yeah.
So I was like,
everything happens for a reason and perfect time, honestly.
And even, I'm like a right now type person. Even when I booked with you, I was telling her, I was like, I booked it with the thought of like, okay, maybe I'll find something, and then I didn't ever look at it again. And then I'm like, I'm so glad. But
that's heaven working overtime for you. Yeah, it's so different when you have an honest reading. It should feel like a visit.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
This is just because I'm in the over 40 club, so it's not a deflector for your. Look at you have a whole fucking setup. This is great. Okay, is this thing in the way at all? Why does it say anus?
Oh, our
you don't have to tell me anything.
Okay. Tell you later.
I'm like, wow. It's like dual purpose.
Yeah, perfect size.
Anus too. Like, where's the one? Where's the first one?
Right here.
Sorry, I don't come with a filter, so there's that.
Thank God. I actually sent her.
We obviously don't either.
Yeah, I sent her your like one of your videos on YouTube. I just looked at it yesterday, and she's like, "Oh my God, you guys are gonna vibe."
Heaven only sends cool people to me because the dorky people wouldn't be able to handle me at all. So I actually, I'm really proud of the fact that I am the only medium that got a PG-13 rating at the Helping Parents Heal conference. And then they still had before I went on stage, because I did this little private room thing, like where we did like this medium scramble thing, because it was like a multi-day event. Yeah. And then I was getting ready to go on stage, and it was going to be live streamed. And one of the ladies came, she goes, "Can you please not cuss as much as you did yesterday?" And I was like, wait, you guys gave me a PG-13 rating, right? Like I'm not going out naked, so I feel like we're good. Yeah, like
I'm still staying within my realm.
Yeah. So then I was like all conscious of like not cussing the whole time, which like is hindering. So if somebody's coming through that they weren't like, if they were a well put together person and I'm not cussing, you know what I mean? But when you're bringing through a bunch of teenage boys or girls, like the fucks are going to fly. So there's that, and I want to bring them through in true fashion. Yes. So I just want to make sure my pins work. Yeah. Oh, that's the new one. Any questions for me about me before we start? That's why I always have you come early, just in case anybody, just to get settled.
If you want to share, that would be great.
I mean, if you don't have anything pending on the tip of your tongue, it's not a worry. I just want to make sure you don't have anything.
How long have you been doing this?
For the public, I've been doing this for about 14 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I've had the ability my whole life. Yeah. Sharing is a whole nother ballgame, especially in a world where it was so taboo when I was growing up. So really took like a foundation of me understanding myself and trying to find my footing in what it was that I had. And then I started sharing things, and then I realized how life-saving those moments could be for somebody that I was delivering messages to. Sure. So it kept me driven to start sharing, and then word of mouth, like however you found out about me, whether it's something that I've written or somebody's told you something, or, I have my Facebook page and I share a lot of writings there and things like that, but I don't advertise, myself. Like I just, heaven's like paved the way, which is amazing, because I did not plan to do this, this was not my life goal. I was going to be a professional singer and I was going to do this. And then, I wanted to be, right, as growing up. And then I had a couple opportunities. I had 2 different recording contracts offered to me, and I turned them down. And I was like, God, Farah, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why are you turning this shit down? But I wouldn't be doing this had I taken those opportunities. Yeah. And it was, I was not in a place in my life where I could have, because I was a young mom, and and I was like, no, I can't. My ex was so jealous that there's no possible way that I could have at that point either, you know. And then now, like, I'm married to my love of my life, and he is upstairs, by the way. So if you hear any noises or anything, you shouldn't. But it's not ghosts. It's not right. It's not ghosts or anything. He's working in his office upstairs. Gotcha. So I just like to let you guys know that.
How long have you been married?
We have been married for 14 years, together for 16. Awesome. Yeah. So
awesome.
And he's still good in bed.
Oh
so
my
there's
God,
that.
isn't that great?
Yeah, and I love to watch him in the shower
thing.
still. Like if I hear the shower running, I'm like,
hey.
Need anything? Like amazing. That. That's how it should be. Yeah.
Yes, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
I love that.
So just catch a glimpse.
Do you guys have kids together?
No, girl.
No?
No, fuck no. No, just kidding. I was not having more kids. No, so we have a blended family. So I have 4 daughters, and he has 2 grown daughters and a son that was the youngest of all of our kids. So my husband's 13 years older than me. Oh, wow. So, yeah, like I can see what's going to happen to me in a few years. You know, I'm like, oh, that's going to start sucking in a few years. Oh, that leaks now. Huh? Like, I'm just kidding. It doesn't. Nothing leaks here. Yeah, but so he's got 2 daughters that are grown, and they live in Oklahoma, and then I had 4 daughters, so I came with baggage.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah,
and they were younger.
Yeah. My youngest was 5, and then his son, who is my son now as well. Yeah. But Jack was 3, and he's 19 now. So you know, so awesome. Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
That's cool.
we have. They're mine and his, but they're ours.
Yeah,
like
amazing.
we definitely raised them together. So,
yeah.
anyways, we're gonna do this for you. Yes, I'm gonna take notes for you. Are you already recording?
Yep.
Okay,
we're
cool.
all set.
Great.
Yeah.
Our fucks are flying beforehand. I'm going to take notes for you. I'm going to write everything down. Even though you're recording, this is something that I do. And then I'm going to give you these notes to keep when we're done, because they won't do me any favors, but you'll like to look back on them. Do you need, let me get more Kleenex out, because it looks like we're using the Kleenex which is fine. I'm going to put it back here. Cool. So it's not in the way. Is that in your way?
Just over by your phone should be fine.
There you go. Or just pull a couple out. I just want to make sure she has Kleenex, just in case. Just in case. If I don't have that effect on you, that's great. But just, I want to be prepared for you. You're going to hear me say a lot. I call it my heavenly Tourette syndrome. I don't know what it is, but for some reason when I'm connecting, it makes me say like an idiot. So I let you know that in advance. If the first loved one to come through is not the one we really want to hear from today, I always say heaven knows what your heart needs. So I just have faith in that. So we're just going to kind of see what happens and go from there. Okay. But I've never done a reading where the ones we wanted to hear from did not come through. So let's hope that you're not my first. No, I'm just kidding. Is this in your way at all? Are you sure?
You're
okay.
all good.
I want to make sure. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, is it this one? Sorry, I'm not even over there. That's hers. All right, you guys. I'm going to start if that's okay. Any other questions about me before I start?
Nope,
okay, because I have a couple that are driving me nuts for you. So I'm just going to start paying attention to, there's going to be a few, I think. I want to talk about the male first, who is putting himself above you. When he puts himself above you, he makes me feel like the father figure. He makes me feel like dad. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Let's start with him. For you. Okay. I just asked him.
I don't even feel like I was going to cry.
I just asked him how he passed, and before he tells me, why is he telling me cheers, bitch, and he's handing me Fireball?
Well, I don't know, because we drink together.
Okay.
Just right out the gate.
I feel like he's got a fun personality. Nothing changes from heaven, if that makes sense, right? So, but he does make me feel as though his passing did come fairly quickly at the end, but he did have some health issues, he's telling me. Do you understand that? I did have health issues. Did he smoke before as well?
Not really.
Why is he telling me I smoked back in the day?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe if he did, he tried to hide it, but yeah, no, not really. He wasn't a cigarette smoker.
No, I'm not talking about cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, he smoked weed.
Yeah. He's like, yes, I did back in the day. I'll wait for you to catch up. But he's handing me Fireball, and he's telling me I smoked before too. And back in the day, he's telling me. But he had quit smoking pot as much, he's telling me. But he still smoked a little bit towards the end also, is what he's giving me. So when you're like, no, he's not a smoker, I'm like, yes,
I was thinking cigarettes. But
I don't think it was legal then. Yeah. Like, is kind of what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I smoked back in the day. You're like, if he did, I was like...
I don't know why, I just assumed cigarettes. But.
Yeah, but that's okay. I smoked back in the day. He says still smoked towards the end, he's telling me. So he did smoke later, too. He's a fun guy. It's kind of what he, so instead of telling me how he passed at first, he's giving me a foundation of fun. Still smoked toward... And there's more kids for him, he's telling me, as well. I do have more kids. Why is he lining up girls? Does he have multiple girls?
Yeah.
Kids. And there's not a favorite, he's telling me. So there's gotta be a fucking thing about you guys fighting about the favorite, and he's telling me, no, there's not a favorite. Do you understand that? You think you are, he's telling me.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Multiple girls. That doesn't mean you're not.
I know the truth.
It just means that dad does not say it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Multiple girls. Okay, you're not the favorite. Hold on.
Holy shit.
It's things between you guys is why he's bringing it up. LOL. I'm putting an LOL. That's not a serious statement that you're not the favorite, right? But he says there is a joke about this.
Yeah.
Joke about this. Okay. Okay, he does make me feel like he had health issues, though, at the end of his life. And he's also taking me here as well. Was he having issues here also? Because he's making me feel like there was issues here. It feels like there was a problem here as well. This feels like there was disease here. Does that make sense? Was this like cancer? Because he's making me feel like there was a disease in this area.
Yeah, he had. I mean, do you want me to tell you or like?
You can confirm. I mean, as long as I'm saying it first, I don't want you to feel like you're leading me at all.
No,
But he's making me feel like there was disease here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like cancer. He's telling me is how I feel.
Yeah.
Here, it's because he's talking about surgery. Were they trying to remove part of this or something? Because he's telling me and I don't know if it was to one side more, but he's making me feel like, hold on, it was cancer, correct? Cancer. And he says they tried surgery. Actually, he did more than one. He's telling me removal. Does that make sense? Tried surgery. More than one. And okay. And he's showing me that there was a female that was caring for him through this as well. This feels like a love for me. So there's a love for him that was also walking him through this. More than one. And I'm going to put gesturing my neck and was it esophageal or so, like it's in my face though is how I feel also. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like it's moving back in
times.
Yes, like in here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, when he had cancer multiple times and one of them was throat cancer but he had so many issues with here he had to take out like his whole like jaw.
My face. Yeah, because he's saying it was in my face and I'm swiping here, right? Tried surgery more than once. What the hell did I write here? I don't even know what I was writing. Okay. At least you have it recorded. No, I'm just kidding. A love walked me through this. I just want to catch up in my notes because if he gets ahead of me, I'll forget. Because it's not in my brain, if that makes sense. Yeah. He talks a lot, is what I'm saying. Okay. And then he says, it was in my face. I beat this, he's telling me. So at one point he was cancer free, correct?
Yeah.
Good for him. I beat this. This at one point, but it was moving down, he's telling me. Point, I was cancer free. Yeah, and I think he had 2 removals. Did I write that? Because he's telling me that there were 2 big removals. Does that make sense? There may have been more than one thing that they did, but he says 2. I'll write it down. 2 big removals. And he says you were still fairly young when this was going on. Okay, but done with school, he's telling me. So you were done with school. Why is he telling me you stopped going? Did you stop going extra to school?
Well, yeah, long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, she stopped.
Yeah.
Shh. Are we allowed to say these things?
Right. No,
do I have to filter myself?
Nothing.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
Please
I'm
don't.
just teasing.
Yeah, I'm
No.
an unfiltered person.
Yeah, good. You were still fairly young as I did this journey. But he says you stopped going to school. Yeah, you were going to do college, he's telling me. But I feel like we didn't do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
Do college. He says you didn't. I'm going to write it down. Didn't do that. Okay, there is a young female with him in heaven. And he's tying her to school age for you. Do you understand that? Female in heaven. I feel like that's the other one that was, but dad's coming through first, if that's okay. But I'm guessing we're going to talk to her today too. Tied to school age for you. Oh, your people are going to be fun as fuck, aren't they? To school age. Because she's showing me little booty shorts.
Oh, shit.
Why is she telling me she wore them better? Fuck, I didn't want to connect with her yet. Hold on. Young female. Little booty shorts. Okay. Shorts. I wore them better. Okay. This is like a sister. She's telling me we're like sisters. Do you understand that? So I don't feel like we're blood, but she's telling me we're like sisters.
Yeah.
And her passing was sudden and unexpected, she says. I want to go back to your dad because I'm not done with your dad, but she's chiming in just, but she says my passing was sudden and unexpected. We're out of school age though, she's telling me, when she's passing. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But did we used to do sleepovers? Because she's talking about sleepovers. Yeah. Like, so I feel like you guys knew each other back in the day.
Yeah. Sleepovers
and trouble, she says. And trouble. Double trouble. Double trouble. Okay. Okay. She does make me feel like her passing was very sudden and tragic, she says. Passing. I feel woozy with her as well. So was she medicated or intoxicated?
I'm not 100% sure.
And I'm feeling affected here with that, is why I'm saying that.
What does that mean?
So my head feels affected with her, and she's making me feel like that's contributing to her passing. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay. Was sudden and tragic. Was she separate from a little boy in the moment? She's telling me I wasn't with a little boy in the moment. Does that make sense? Is there a son for her? Because she's, okay. I'm going to put my head was affected. It's just an indication she's giving me, but she's not showing me a visual with it. Was affected. I'm not with the little boy in the moment. Girl, you have like a whole dog pile of people, huh? Little boy in the moment. She's showing me he was school age, correct? She says, I have a son, school age. She says, I never missed a game. Was he playing football?
He's in football right now.
She says, I never missed a game. She's showing me football games.
Yeah.
I've never missed a game.
He's in, he plays football now too.
That's awesome. Game. But was he playing offense?
I don't know.
Oh. I don't know shit about football. I just know the word offense and defense. I don't know. I'm not going to name the freaking. It's got to be in my Rolodex.
Hold on.
Football games. She says he was playing defense. Or, I mean, was playing offense, but I almost wonder if he switched to defense. Playing.
I'm excited to find out.
Yeah. Offense. Switched to defense. God, do all your people talk this much? Okay.
I attract.
Maybe we should have done the recording. No, just kidding. No, that's okay. You'll like to look back on these later, if I can keep up with them. Okay. But she's talking about, were you and she separated at the time of her passing? She's telling me we were separate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Were we kind of losing touch a little bit? Because she's saying we lost touch. And there was girl drama, she's telling me, also, with a friend, not with you. Near her passing. I feel like it was just more distance between us, is kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah. Passing. I'm going to write it down. She's near her there's got to be another third friend that we were friends with that was going through some girl drama, is kind of what I'm getting with that. Near my passing. Distant. Girl drama with a friend also. I'll write it down. Okay. A friend also. That's not a problem. That's not contributing to her passing. Yeah. That's not what I'm saying. What she's telling me, I feel like somebody was going through some bullshit at the same time. So, because she's telling me there was girl drama going on at the time. So I don't know if she's talking about you but she's telling me with a friend. With a friend. What's the divorce?
For me? I had a divorce.
She says you had a divorce.
Yeah, I did.
Thank God, she says.
Yeah. Preach, girl.
Thank God. Okay, but you are married, she says.
Yes.
But did she not know him?
Nope.
She says, I did not know him.
Mm-mm.
I didn't know him. I need to go back to Dad with that too. Sorry, because he's trying to chime in. Hold on.
Yeah.
We're going to see if we can
Okay.
eject your friend for just a minute.
Okay.
So, because I want to stick with your dad for
Yeah.
That wedding's new, he's telling me.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't there for the wedding,
No.
correct?
No, yeah.
Oh.
Correct.
Is new. I wasn't there. And he didn't really know him either, he's telling me. Like, he didn't get to meet him, correct?
Correct.
Oh. He says he's good to you. Wedding. I didn't meet him. He's good to you. God bless America. Meet him. He's good to you. Okay. I want to go back to his passing because he didn't finish that, right? He was telling me that he had these things, but I do feel like the cancer came back and he's making me feel like he started to decline. And he's going down also. So was the cancer going down? Because I feel like it was getting in his midsection.
Yep.
Damn it. Came back. Because I was having breathing issues, he's telling me too.
Yeah.
To my midsection. Was it getting in his lungs?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's in my lungs.
Yep.
That is not how he is in heaven, just to be very clear. Just indications on my body of what was going on, right? Section. He says it got in my lungs. He's talking about stopping treatment. He stopped, correct?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he loves you guys any less. I just feel like he couldn't fight it anymore.
Yeah.
He says, I love my family, but I couldn't stay. He got to be home for much of this, he says. He says love of a lifetime for him. So he was married for quite some time, correct? Lifetime for me. Because I feel like she helped make it possible for him to be home. He did have to go get extra help, he's telling me, as well. I got to be home for much of this. Were they putting him in the living room? Because I feel like I got to hang out in the living room.
He did, yeah. He definitely did.
Like, he says, I got to be in the living room. And I feel like nobody treated him sick. Like, we still hung out with him.
Yes.
Be in the living room. Love that. They didn't treat me sick. Yeah, were they drinking beers with him?
He probably was.
Like, he's handing me beers during this.
Yeah, well, he's a beer drinker.
Even when he's sick.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I think he wanted to be as normal as possible. Because he
love
knew that, he wasn't going to fight it, so he wanted to be as normal as possible.
That's good. Yeah, he's cracking beers for me during this time. We'll take it.
Yeah.
I want to be like your dad when I grow up.
Yeah, me too.
Me, as this was going on. Is there 4 girls?
There is.
Because he says I have 4 girls. Okay, but you have a son as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he putting 2 to the side?
2 to the side?
Yes.
I've got 3 boys.
Like, he's telling me you have a son as well, and then he's putting 2 more to the side. So there's 3? Shut up. Son. Yeah, but they must be staggered. You have girls too?
A girl.
Okay, because but there's a girl in between is what I'm seeing.
Mm-mm.
There's more kids, he's telling me. So
Okay.
are you a stepmom?
Yeah.
Okay. He's putting kids in between. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I want you to know that he counts those kids as his. So step, half, in-law, all those titles go out of the window in heaven. He's putting kids
in real life too. He always was like
they're not step, and so there must be step kids in between the ages of your kids. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. He says you have a son, and then I'm gonna a reference to 2 more to the side. Does that make sense in my note? This reference to 2 more to the side. And then he says there are girls also. So there's multiple girls. Even in the step, there's more girls too, correct?
Yeah.
And is there 1 more boy?
No more boys. Just the 3 boys.
Then one's got to be. Nope.
Do I have 3 boys? Yeah, I've got 3 boys. And I'm like, hold on a second, I'm getting confused. Hold
She
on.
lost her mind. I'm going to get confused with this many kids as well. But he's adding one more boy to the mix. So, how do I do that? I don't want to stretch it. So, I don't know if you had another young male that was staying with you guys and he was almost like an extra son because he's telling me there was one more boy.
When? I mean,
There are more girls also.
is he talking about present time?
Staggered. No, this would be a male that would be like a son for you.
Recently, my nephew's been over a lot.
Yeah, because he's making me feel like there's another boy in the mix as well. So, yeah. Staggered in the mix. And okay. And there is one more boy added to the family, so to speak, I guess. You feed him, he says. Feed him. Okay. Dad's point of this is I love all the kids. Like, he's totally into the grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
Kids. He does know your kids, he's telling me. So he did get to meet your kids.
He did.
Correct?
Yes.
Yay.
Yay.
No. Your kids. I did meet them. Okay. He's talking about, were they moving Dad towards the end? Because he's talking about moving him. He's telling me he needed extra care.
He stayed at my sister's house. That's where he did hospice, was at my sister's. So.
Yeah, versus at his home, if that makes sense. Yeah, because he's telling me like at the end, I'm at a different home, I moved for my care, right?
Yeah. That's
all right. Just details. That's what I want from him, right? They moved me at the end. To a care friendly space. I feel like it was more like we were able to do it there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Friendly place. He says she did so much for me. You came, he says. I feel like you had a lot on your plate at that time, though, he makes me feel like. So were you not able to be there as much as we wanted to be? Because he's telling me you did plenty. I want you to know that you did exactly what you were intended to do for him. He's kind of making me feel like you beat yourself up because you wish you had done more, or you wish you had been there more. And he says, you did everything you could. Thing you could to let me. Think through it. He says, you did visit. You did. Often as you could. Not everyone could be there in the moment, he's telling me. So everyone could not be there for the final breath.
That's crazy.
Why is he showing me you leaving? Were you not able to stay just before that?
I was the only person that wasn't in there when he had passed away.
He's showing me you leaving in my vision. And I want you to know that your dad
didn't leave. I didn't get there in time.
No. Because he's just taking me out of the room in my vision, right? So it's the best way in charades for him to get it across to me. But he says you couldn't be there in the moment.
Yeah.
Be there. He did that out of love for you. It would have been too much. He says not everyone could be there.
That's literally what my sister always tells me.
Yeah, so put down the guilt and the frustration for that moment and pick up his favorite memory and put it in its place. Your dad does not ask you to carry that, just so you know, okay? But he says not everyone could be there. And he says you're welcome.
Yeah.
I did that out of love, he says. Your dad's a dick and I love it. Sorry.
He is. No, he is.
It would have been too much for you. Too much for you. Okay. Why is he bringing up old rock and roll? What's with the old rock and roll? Like, that's his thing, he's telling me. Not as much country, he's telling me. No. Damn it. I like old country. I suck in the rock department, just so we're clear. So, old rock and roll for me. But what's with the records? He still had vinyl records, he's telling me.
Oh. Yeah, I think yes. Yes, he did.
Vinyl records saved. Were you keeping a button-up shirt?
I wanted to.
He says you wanted my button-up shirt. Like, you wanted to keep my button-up shirt. But were you getting a t-shirt instead?
I didn't even know. I didn't. Well, I wanted to.
No, you do have a shirt, he's telling me. You want it? I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
Do have a shirt. Not button-up. It's just a t-shirt, he's telling me. Just a t-shirt. T-shirt. Okay. I'm going to put a question mark after that because you can't place it right this moment.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is?
No, because I don't think I have any shirts of his. I didn't really take any. I didn't take
Of his things.
Well, I did, but not any clothing.
I mean, it's just clothes things, yeah. But yeah, not a button. Okay. Not a button-up shirt. You were trying to keep a button-up shirt. You do have a shirt, not a button-up shirt, just a t-shirt. I put it down with a question mark. So I always like how I'm saying it. Try to. I'm trying to keep up with him. And then he's telling me they did speak of cremation for him. So they spoke of cremating him. Was cremated. Is there a reason he's taking me up north? Here, he's telling me good times up north. Does that make sense? Like, he's an outdoors guy, too?
Yeah-ish.
North. Not just Phoenix, he's telling me. Does that make sense? Like, he's taking me up north to the Pines or towards, like, the mountains area.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you know what that means. Good times up north for me. Here in Arizona, correct? Yeah, because there's a lake thing nearby, he's telling me also. So I don't feel like I'm on the lake, but was he going to a place that had a lake nearby?
Like, what do you mean was he going? Like,
There's got to be some place that he spent time at up north, but there would be a lake near where he was going. Does that make sense?
well, he lived up north in Prescott Valley before we moved him here.
So here's the problem. I'm not familiar with. I've lived in Arizona my whole
that's
life,
okay.
and I don't think I've ever been to Prescott.
Yeah, but there's also like.
Is there a lake
I don't
in that
honestly,
area?
There might be.
We're gonna have to Google this shit.
But I know
gotcha.
that-
There's a lake up on the web.
Yeah, well, I know that like before he before he got diagnosed, like he did a little excursion. So I don't know if that's what, and I don't really know where he went.
So here's the thing: you'll know what he's talking about. I just know what I'm seeing from him.
Oh,
I
for
don't
sure.
know both sides of it, but yeah, he's showing me like he spent time up north, and there's good memories made up there as well. And then he's telling me there's also a lake nearby this area that he would have like lived or stayed. Is there? Do you know if there is a lake?
There is a lake up there.
Yeah.
Is there?
Up in that area. Yeah.
In that area, because I don't feel like I lived on the lake, and I'm not laking. I'm not like necessarily boating, but he's just showing me fair like there's a lake nearby. So there's got to be a significant reason
Well, I
he's
remember
bringing
seeing a
that
picture
up.
actually of my nephews and my sister at a lake with him.
That would be why I'm bringing it. You know what I mean? Like, you'll know why I'm bringing it up. I just like, so I don't feel like I'm laking all that. Like, he's not known for being a laker.
Yeah.
Does that make like?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a word. Make up.
I don't understand what you
Not the
meant, though.
basketball kind, but
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, showing me a lake nearby. Like, I didn't necessarily lake. I didn't boat full time. He's telling me. Okay. Didn't do the lake. Much. But there's got to be a memory there that he's bringing up that lake, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good memories.
But that could be, I mean, I remember camping when we were little, and I remember being in a lake with him, you know? Like, so that could
So when I
also-
said he liked the outdoors and you said,
Well, because he would, we would camp. Well, because I think, like, I guess when we were little, like, he would take us camping. Like, my mom didn't really go. He did. And I remember, I even have a picture of him in a lake. So I guess that does. I guess I wasn't just thinking.
drop mic.
Yeah, I was going to say. I
Again,
just
you'll
don't-
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? Because
Yeah.
those are the things that are flying out of my mouth first. And then when
Yeah.
you start telling me no, I'm like overthinking it. I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's
No,
he's
that
showing
makes
me.
sense. When
So,
you
yeah.
know, yeah.
he's bringing up things to say, I love you, I'm with you, I see you, this is me. You know what I mean? Like that's okay. It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Your dad is perfect times infinity. Cancer free, taken back to 30 years old, vibrant, sexy, perfect in every way. Multiply that by infinity.
Yeah.
And then you might have an idea of how fucking cool he is.
Yeah.
And if he starts off by
thought it was
handing me
so
Fireball
cool.
and drinks, you know, like I'm like, okay. And I don't know if you're the Fireball girl, but
Well, I used to be. I don't know so much anymore.
yeah, I get you. I'm in the over 40 club. Fireball hurts.
I'm getting there.
Ouch. Okay. But yeah, he says, I like the outdoors. Okay. And then he's separating ashes. So we did separate some ashes.
Well, yeah, I guess we kind of did. We need to, but
Separate. Not a request. He doesn't give a shit about those ashes.
yeah, I know
I
he
promise.
doesn't. I know he doesn't.
Ashes. Okay. You know, can you show me, was one of your sons just graduating?
No.
Like, why is he telling me one of your sons just finished school? Or just stopped school?
Yeah.
That's okay if I misinterpret, but
Yeah,
he's telling me one of them just finished or just stopped, correct?
Yeah.
Sons just finished. Or stopped school. And what's the job search also? So was he just getting a job?
Yeah, he's like just got a job, but I don't know.
Yeah, he says he was just getting a job.
Yeah.
Job search. I'm like, what's he doing? He's like, job search. He was just getting a job.
Yeah. We don't know what he's doing. Dad, if you could help with that.
He's searching for sure. He's not jobbing.
We don't really know what's happening.
No, but he has one, he's telling me.
does.
Oh, okay. He's like arguing. He's like, no, he is. Have some right arguments with you. I don't know who the fuck you are, but that's okay. Her dad is willing to argue this point with you too. Getting a job. Hold on. Did he not want to do fast food though? He says no fast food for that kid.
No.
Okay. No fast food for that kid. Okay, but was he trying at a grocery store though?
Was he trying?
Was he trying to get a job at a grocery store? Because he's telling me, like, I feel like he was looking into a grocery store.
I told him to go to the grocery store.
Yes, so that, because listen, that's your dad saying, I
Yeah.
hear you talking to your son. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? Again, you'll know what he's talking about. But
Yeah.
he says, spoke of him going to a grocery store, like you're trying to go to.
Yeah.
Shut up. Love him. Dad's been there, even when fair is not. That's the point of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Spoke of him going or trying to go. But he wanted to do cool shit, he says. He says. A grocery, not a clothing store, he says. But did he end up getting a clothing store job?
No.
Wanted to do cool shit. Why am I going to Tilly's then?
That's where Sarah worked. One of my stepdaughters.
Oh, okay.
And he dated one of her.
I think
her
that's
little.
where she's getting the grocery store from. Sarah just started.
Oh, Sarah started the grocery store. Sarah just started Walmart, and she was at.
So you guys will know your kid
Tilly's.
dynamic. If you have that many kids, I am not going to keep
Oh,
up on that.
shit.
But he's referencing a grocery store, and he's also
Sarah
showing me
just
Tilly's.
got the job at the grocery store,
and
she
was
just
at
left
Tilly's.
Shut
I think
up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's switching, talking about other kids.
Yeah.
Showing me Tilly's. In my vision. Shut up. That's awesome.
That's crazy. That is so crazy.
So that's your stepdaughter? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It's his grandchild.
That's so
There's no
cool.
separation.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, but she's still at Tilly's though, correct? Why is he telling me she's still doing clothes? She's still doing clothes.
Oh.
Am I talking about another kid or something?
No,
You know what he's talking about?
Maybe.
I do.
Yeah. Are you talking about the? Yeah. We have like our own little like merch, clothing, and like
She's been helping out with it, like
That he's like,
folding
she's
it,
still doing
taking the
clothes. So
pictures and
again,
stuff.
you'll know
yeah,
what he's
that's
talking
so
about,
funny,
right?
because she was in there like folding, and
taking the pictures.
Listen,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to tell me no anymore. No,
Sorry.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No. Like,
Oh,
again,
wow.
I don't know this for you, right? Like, he's like, oh, but Farrah, she's still doing clothes. So if she's helping with your clothing, you have
Yeah.
clothing merchandise.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so. Does it say anus on it?
Oh, well.
We just read that.
I don't know if you guys can see the video camera, but it says anus. And I was wondering. Okay, sorry.
It's okay.
These people are a distraction for me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Okay, she is still doing clothes. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Sometimes I have to wait for you to catch up.
No, that's okay.
It's okay. No. I love that you have help here too. Sometimes it's so emotional too,
Yeah.
right? That you're like, wait, what? Like,
Or your mind's
reject
on
your
something
own- right.
specific, you know, and then you're like, no, like right now my mind
but
is
he's
just on
being
Cody.
specific, right? And he's showing me, like, literally
different.
bringing up Tilly's is pretty, like.
Well, that's why I was like,
specific,
wait,
and
that
it was
doesn't. How is that? And then
Yeah.
that's and the grocery store, like it all, like. But since I was thinking we were talking about Cody, that was just where my brain is just staying, you know.
And one wants to move, he's telling me also. So was one of them talking about moving? He's telling me one of the kids was talking about moving.
Yeah.
That was one of the boys, correct?
Mm,
Talking
I don't know.
about moving. What's the roommate thing? Like when you're saying, I don't know, he brings up a roommate thing. So was one of the boys talking about moving in with a buddy or something along those lines?
I don't think so.
Like a roommate. I'll write it down. Mate. No grandbabies, he's telling me.
No grandbabies yet.
I'm like, do we have grandbabies? Because I do.
No.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day. They're not ready, but I'm waiting for them.
You say that, but you never know. Just kidding. No, that's not a prediction. Sorry. I got to remember who I am. Yeah. But he's saying no grandbabies yet for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, these are his.
Yeah.
For you. Okay. But there are multiple more grandchildren for your dad, he's telling me.
Yeah.
He says, I have lots more grandkids.
Yes.
Okay. Know that they're all very important to him. I think it's the fact that you have as many as you do. I don't know that I'm going to get to all the kids.
Yeah.
Lots of grandkids. But mom's still around, he says.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yay.
If we like her.
We
Just
do.
kidding. I'm just
We do. I was like, which one?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, no. I'm sorry, Mom. I was just teasing. That was a bad joke. But yeah, he says mom's still around. He says she hasn't loved the same.
It's true.
Hasn't loved the same. I don't know what that is. Were you writing on your arm for him?
Yeah, mom and dad.
Shut up. He says you
Yeah.
wrote on your arm for me. And it's your left arm?
Yeah,
Cool.
And then I have a tattoo on my back for him.
I love that you have that covered up. Yeah, he says you wrote on your arm for me.
Yeah.
Arm for me. You have to get one fixed, he says.
What does that mean?
Not for him, but is
Oh.
there one that you want to get touch up on or something?
Yeah. Well, I have Cody on my name on my thing twice, so I need to get rid of that.
Shut up. Yeah, he says you wrote on your arm for me. I'm going to put left forearm. Elbow gesture. And then he says you need touch up. Yeah, like you need to get one fixed, he's telling me.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about getting that done.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah.
Not for him, though.
Yeah.
A tattoo. Fixed. Okay, not my tattoo. His are perfect.
His
he's
are
telling.
perfect.
Okay. Tattoo. Mine are perfect. I'm seeing racing in my vision.
Racing?
Like NASCAR racing. Yeah. Were you guys talking about going to the car races or something along those lines?
Mm-mm. Racing.
Yeah, not that. Talking about racing.
Racing.
Yep.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
Were we? No, you're not racing that car. He said. Were we talking about racing the car, but you're not doing it or something? Or were we talking about racing? She's like, I'm not saying one fucking word because that is not my car, and my husband couldn't put me on Craigslist.
Racing.
No. This would be real racing. I'm not. Yeah, it's not, and not anything to do with that car. He's telling me, talking about racing like NASCAR.
Oh, I don't know.
Type racing.
I'm not gonna say no, but I don't know.
Okay. No, that's all right. I still write it down. I'm going to put a question mark with it just because I don't know what it means. But I don't know if there's an old memory of Dad taking you guys racing, like to NASCAR or something. But he's taking me to NASCAR in my vision. Like this is like NASCAR. Because I kept saying, are we racing that? And he's like, no, we're not racing that car. So I put it down in my notes.
Okay.
I feel like I need to go back to your friend for just a moment. Did we want to talk to her today?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. She's telling me you tried before. Were you trying to connect with her before?
Mm-hmm.
Did it not work out?
No. I hadn't talked to her in a little bit, and then I called her, and she sent me a text right back and said that she'll call me back, and then I never talked to her again.
She says you tried to talk to me before, and she says it didn't work out. She was having struggles, she's telling me. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Mentally. She's saying, I was struggling. Because I feel like she was pushing people that love her away. Time. I pushed people I loved away. Away. Hold on, let me get a young female. She was at a house just before she passed, she's telling me.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
so just the day of her passing, she was at a house just before this, she's telling me. Do you understand that?
She was at a house before she passed away?
She was at home just before she passed away, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just before I passed away. And she's making me feel like her actions contributed to this. She did this. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Oh, girl. And I'm affected here, she's telling me as well. Was this not a regular impact, though?
What do you mean, not a regular impact?
Was this not a regular gun impact? Because she's telling me this is not a gun impact, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah. No.
But she's making me feel like my head's affected with my passing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you know the details of her passing?
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, got you. We don't have to walk through it, but she's telling me this is not a gun impact, Farah, but my actions brought this about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, can I just tell you?
Yeah.
I don't mind. So I'm pretty sure she was like bulimic, and so she died from like not having any electrolytes, like.
But something must have been impacting her brain because she's making me feel like my brain. I feel like I'm affected here.
Yeah.
And so if she's but she's making me feel like I don't know if there was a bleed or something, but she's making me feel like there was something going on here.
Yeah, right. I never really asked for a lot of details from her family because it would just, because we have distance between us in the sense of it was.
Like when she's telling me my actions brought this about, but she's like, but Farah, this is not a regular gun impact. She's probably trying to say like, this is not suicide. You know what I mean? But I'm still owning this is kind of what I'm getting. Yeah. And she's telling me and that's why she was telling me she was struggling mentally, right? Yeah. But she didn't want help, she's telling me. So I don't feel like I wanted to go get fixed.
Yeah.
Not a gun impact for me, but I contributed. And then she says, I didn't want help. You knew this about her, though, she says. Because I feel like this was ongoing for her for years. Like, even when we were young, she was, which is probably why she put me in the little booty shorts when she first started connecting with me. She's like, I'm cute. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally, yes. I didn't want help. And she says, I was like this even young. young. I feel like that's where it started, was in her teens. Does that make sense?
Very much so.
It started. She was always beautiful, though.
Very beautiful.
And I don't feel like I come from a lot of big people. So, like, I don't feel like I had a lot to worry about with that anyway. I don't know. She doesn't make me feel like she was normally big anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
She says, I wasn't big. I just wanted to be cute.
She was.
She was not with her son's dad, correct?
Correct.
At all.
Yeah.
I wasn't with my son's dad. Okay, but was her son staying with her parents?
Yeah.
Because she's putting her son with her parents? Oh, that's awesome. Because I don't feel like the dad's been super close. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Dad. My son stayed with my parents. Even when she was around, I feel like they were helping with her son. Does that make sense?
Yes.
She's so thankful for them.
Yeah.
My parents. They helped even when I was living. When I was living. Okay. I wasn't leaving the house, she's telling me. So was she not getting out much during this time?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Wasn't leaving the house. And she's singing the rehab song, Amy Winehouse. So were they actually trying to ask her to go to like in-home, rehab, like a facility? Because that's what I'm seeing.
So I'm gonna ask that question. I know that they were definitely trying to get her to.
She's
to
literally,
figure
they
out what
try
was
to
going
make me go to rehab. I say no. Like, she's got sass with it, so just so we're clear. But yeah, but she's making me feel like they try to get me to go for help. To go. I don't know what you would call it, rehab. I'm going to call it rehab, right? To a rehab type, like in-home, in-house. I think she needed months of even just getting her body to a healthy place of eating okay again. Because I think she was getting too sick.
Yeah.
Rehab type in-house treatment. She says, I didn't want to go. She has a brother, too.
She does.
She says, I have a brother. She says, I love him so much. And I don't think she was easy on him during that time frame. I just feel like they were close, but she was even pushing, against him. She says, I wasn't easy on my family. On my family. Why is she showing me us in bikinis?
Mm-hmm. Shit, I don't know.
Like, why do I feel like I'm in almost like a bikini top? There's got to be, I don't know if there's an old picture or something, but I'm just going to...
Yeah, well, as soon as you say bikini, I think of a picture of her in a bikini. Like, I know the exact picture I'm thinking of,
She's
but
putting
I
me in a
wasn't
bikini.
there.
Okay. Bikini in my vision. Okay. Okay.
But that could be because we had like separate friends because we met in one state and then we both lived in different states. So we met in Oregon.
Which is
but
the
we
separation or the
Yeah.
distance, right?
Yeah. And she had her own friends and I had kind of my own friends. But when you're talking about the other friend, maybe there's some drama there. That picture of her in a bikini, that girl that I think thought about when you were talking about it is in that picture of her with the bikini.
And you do know the girl drama then?
I just know that there was something going on.
I mean, I don't think anybody was malicious. Nobody,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's like girl drama in that time
Yeah.
frame too. So there had to be something going on for her to bring
Yes.
that up,
Yeah.
And she was saying it lightly, like it wasn't end all be all for her.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was something else going on. So like you're at a distance. I got girl drama with somebody
Yeah.
else, and
Yeah.
who was her other friend or
Yeah.
whatever. Bikini in my vision. Okay.
Which is why I feel like you said the bikini part, because when you say that, I literally think of the picture of her and that friend.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about you. It's all about getting the message to you. Because I don't know her at all. You know what I mean? So cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, why the fuck is she showing me Jelly Roll?
I have no idea.
Were you talking about going to see Jelly Roll?
No.
I'm going to put it down in my note for
Okay.
her in case that's something for her family, because that would be current. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe there's a song that one of her family members.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
In my vision. Yeah, it could be, vision.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a question mark. If they're equating, you can ask them, does Jelly Roll mean anything to, you don't necessarily need to say you had a rating. I don't know if you're going to tell them.
No,
or you do you.
Yeah,
but, were you just talking to Dad? She's telling me you just spoke to Dad.
To her dad?
Yes.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Shut up. Good for you.
Yeah,
Don't ever give up on her family.
I just seen them.
She says you just spoke to my dad. She says thank you. Thank you. But was Mom not there? She's saying Mom wasn't there. She's separate, correct?
Yeah, her stepmom was there.
She says, I just said, was your mom there? She says, my mom's separate. Very. Like, did they not talk much?
Yeah, I think so.
The young female. She says you still have notes.
Yeah.
And she's folding them. So do you have old notes from her?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
Have old notes from me. Folded up. And she's putting them in a box.
Yeah, they're in a box.
They are in a box. Can't frame them, she says. I feel like there's stuff that we have written in them that we can't have out for the kids to see.
Probably.
Just can't frame them for the kids. For the kids to see. Did you have a large dark colored dog?
Did I or do I?
She's telling me that there's a large dark colored dog for you.
Yeah, large, medium. Georgie? I don't know.
Georgie's large.
He's dark, for sure. Yeah.
I'm going back to your dad.
Oh, Dad, okay.
Yeah, because I thought, your dad's the one who's bringing it up.
Okay.
Have a large dark colored dog. But what's the little mutt?
There is a little mutt.
There is a little mutt.
You have a little mutt. He says I fuck with a little mutt.
I thought he was going to call you out on not 1100.
Oh, that's not.
With a little mutt.
He would definitely call it a mutt too, which is quite funny.
I feel like you would be like, I fuck with this one.
Okay. But did you rescue
No.
another one? Why is he telling me there's a rescue in heaven?
I have no idea.
Is a rescue.
There's a rescue in heaven.
Yeah, this looks like a pit bull.
No, not me. I don't think so.
Why am I looking at you for that? Is there a pit bull, like an American bulldog?
Yeah. I have one.
That you rescued?
Mm-hmm.
And did you lose one as well?
Mm-hmm.
It's yours. Sorry. So I
That's
didn't know
okay.
you had.
That's okay.
Because he's telling me there's another one with me, and he's telling me to bring up the pit bull, the American.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a rescue, but the other pit bull was a rescue too, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The one that passed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know the past?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even know?
I don't know.
What was your name again? No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know her name. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, there is a rescue in heaven. A pit bull.
Oh, my dad's got his back.
Dog. And he says, I have that dog with me too.
That's so cool.
But you have a pit bull rescue, he's telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Still. He messes with your dog too, just so you know.
Hell yeah.
A dog. In heaven. He says, you have a pit bull. Your dad talks too much.
I love it.
Pit bull. Rescue now. I do feel like his cancer was not genetic, he's telling me. So this was more to exposure. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And he makes me feel like because we worried about genetics with this.
Yeah.
But there was testing done, he says. Cancer. Did they say it was not genetic?
Not that I know of.
He says the cancer I had was not genetic. It was exposure. It was exposure. Was he tied to military stuff? Because he's tying me to military stuff. Sorry.
It's okay.
Tied to military stuff. In that, it's not regular combat, he's telling me. So was he not in regular combat?
No.
I feel like he was in more of a non-combat position.
Yeah.
But what I feel like he may have been working around something that would have had chemical. Or does that make sense?
Maybe.
Not combat, he's telling me. Was this like Air Force?
No. Well, I don't know what that means.
Would he have been supporting an area like?
He's in the Navy.
But I'm seeing planes in my vision. So in the Navy, would he have been on a ship that would have had the planes or something along those lines? You don't know about his service?
Yeah.
I'm not.
He didn't feel like he didn't really like to be acknowledged for that because he felt like he didn't do shit.
Because he was non-combat?
Yeah, like he feels like he just got in the Navy to be able to fuck bitches. That was he's like.
I mean, my husband was in the Air Force for 10 years and he didn't get deployed, in that time frame. But when they are non-combat, they sometimes feel like they don't get that status. But at the same time, your dad signed up and he could have been deployed at any moment. So, but he's showing me non-combat for me, which is why he's telling me non-combat. But I feel like there was chemicals that he would have been around. So that's why the reason I'm asking if he was in the plane area, because he's showing me like almost fumes or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Do you know what position he did?
No.
Okay. In my vision. Like, exhaust. From planes. Question mark. I'm going to put a question mark.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't want to leave it out because my husband loaded munitions onto planes in the Air Force, and he's showing me like it was almost like a similar, so that's why I was asking if he was working around the planes or something, but he was telling me non-combat. So, I'm going to put munitions, question mark. I don't know if you have something that tells what he did or not. I mean,
no,
I'm sure somebody knows.
My mom or my aunt or something.
Okay.
I thought it would be like gunpowder or something.
Well, and that would be munitions. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, gunpowder I wouldn't think would be dangerous to.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you because if it doesn't go here, then that way I could just get it off my chest. But my uncle shot him in the face, and so I think we've all always held. We're not really close with my uncle, but not on purpose. It was on accident. So we always wondered if that gunpowder or whatever, when him getting shot in the face, is what caused all of his issues.
I don't think that that's what it is.
Okay.
Just because he's telling me no, but I feel, which is why like out of my mouth just flew, gunpowder wouldn't cause that issue.
Yeah.
But he makes me feel like there was something he may have been exposed to. So like I did a reading for, here's why I say this, because I did a reading for a family once and their dad was coming through and he was showing me that he was mopping up like, stuff on a Navy ship in my vision. And when I talked to them about that, they didn't know the answer to that, just like you don't know what he did, right? And then they went back and looked and found out that their dad had in fact mopped up, but what he had mopped up was residue from like the atomic bombs, like radioactive, like freaking shit off the boat. And so then they found that there was a lawsuit for anybody's family member who had been and passed from a cancer from And he had, and they got paid out in a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So not that there's a
No,
law,
but I'm very curious to know.
It wouldn't hurt to find out what it is that he did, because he
Yeah.
is telling me in no fair, like, my cancer's not genetic, and I feel like there's something that I was exposed to in my military service back in the day that they probably know now to protect a little bit more. You know, whether
that's
it's
good to know, 'cause I'm gonna look
asbestos
into it.
or whether, you know, like whatever it is, there's so many different things depending on the location that he was in, you know, but, okay. What's the round medal? Were you bringing metal with you?
No. Round medal.
Why is he telling me I'm in the purse?
I don't know what I got in there. Round medal. No.
Yes, is there a coin that we have for him? In my vision. Why is he telling me yes there is? Don't tear your purse apart. Like a coin you have for me. You don't know what he's talking about? You've told me no more than once, so I'm waiting for you to catch up. No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
He's telling me it was in there. Why is he dangling it? Was there something on your keys that you would carry for Dad that would have had round metal? Round on the keys. Dangling like a keychain. That's right. Like a keychain. I'm going to put it with a question mark because you can't place it and I just don't want to get stuck on it. I got to go back to your friend. They're literally like dueling back and forth. Oh my God, I got to love it. Do you have questions about her? I think the biggest thing for her is like, I think the biggest thing when she shows me that there's a separation for us, I want you to know she loves you.
Yeah.
Like completely.
So her mom actually committed suicide a year after she passed away.
Which is why she was telling me that I don't talk to
she's
my
very
mom at all.
separate.
Right, yeah.
She said, so I guess my only question would be like that she's
Are they
with
together?
him. Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't want to bring others through is the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And so
We don't need to bring her
when
through. I
I
just
say
wanna
yes,
make
they're
sure
there, I want her to start validating herself. So I didn't
Yeah.
act like she's like, no, my mom wasn't there with you. Like when you went and saw, like you talked to my dad or whatever. But she says, mom's separate, very, right? So that makes sense. But she says, I love you. Thank you for being there for my family. She says, you're still in touch with my son.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, a little bit. I tried to be. He's a college boy, so he doesn't have much time for me.
You for being in touch with my mom, being in touch with my son. Sorry, with my son. They're out of state though, correct? Mm-hmm. She says they live out of state. Cool. Of state. Just know that she loves you. I'm going to go back to your dad.
Yeah.
Do you have questions about Dad? I feel like I can swerve your friend at this point.
Yeah. Honestly, my only question is, if he has any advice on what to do with his wife,
Good luck with that.
He would.
Were he and mom not together?
Yeah, they were.
He's telling me when you said wife, I'm like, he's like, yeah, mom and I were together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second. Were you and your new husband, that's a new marriage, he's telling me. Did you just get married? Like in the last couple years?
Yes.
Why is he telling me you changed the wedding? Marriage. Why is he bringing up Elvis?
Because we got married in Vegas.
Did Elvis marry you?
No.
He says you changed the wedding. He says showing me Elvis. Okay, I feel like you were going to do something different though.
Yeah.
Like
we were.
You had other plans.
Yeah.
Showing me Elvis. I'm gonna put LOL. Like he's saying I didn't miss it, right? Like, but he says you did have other plans. Yeah. Like you were gonna do more inclusion of others, is what he's showing me.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong that you didn't.
Yeah.
other plans. You were going to... You didn't do the dress, he says.
Nope.
Why did you tell me no time? So did you kind of do this on a whim?
Yes.
Others. He says you didn't do the dress, but I feel like you had plans to do a dress.
Yep.
Do the dress. You did this on, you didn't have time. Okay. Have time. Because were you in Vegas with friends? Because he's showing me, I don't feel like we had witnesses.
Nope, we didn't have
For the, he says you didn't even have witnesses.
No.
But then he's showing me meeting up with friends.
It was just
After.
him and I.
No.
And
I thought you were in Vegas with other people. Or met up with other people after?
no.
You didn't have time. He says you had no witnesses, he's telling me.
No, we did not.
I'm going to put down you met up with friends after. I don't know what he means by that.
No, that's true. We didn't have nobody.
Up with friends.
What'd you do after? There was
We went to
something
the
you told
Adele.
me you did after.
We went to the Adele concert.
Adele's your friend.
Yeah, I made instant
Oh,
friends.
you and Adele are just perfect? That's not, don't make it stretch for me. No. I'm going to put it, like, why do I feel like you did do a get-together after? So did you guys come back and do a get-together with friends after? Because he's showing me you did a get-together with friends after.
Oh.
You met up with friends after. I'm going to put it with a question mark.
Okay.
But he says, I didn't miss it. Why is he changing out your ring, too? Did you change out your ring?
Yeah.
Like, that's new, he's telling me.
Yeah, this was my original ring right here.
For your husband that you
Yeah.
have now? Because he's saying you changed out your ring.
Yeah.
Damn, he likes you. You're good in bed. That's all that means. Same, girl, same. I'm just kidding. Changed out your ring. You really did. You changed them into earrings. It's so cool. Your ring. Damn, that was not even a necessary upgrade.
I know.
He gave you. But you didn't use the same setting, he's telling me. Like, so you changed a setting? Like, that's a different setting?
Oh, yeah, it's a totally, yeah.
Like, I just said, did she because I used my same, so this is an upgraded diamond, but we used my same setting that I married him with, but he's telling me you changed the setting.
Yeah.
Damn. Changed the setting. Clearly, I'm not as good in bed as you. I'm gonna have to work harder. Just kidding. But your dad's just aware, right? So yeah, he says you changed the setting completely. He says, I'm proud of you. Did you fuck up the tile at home?
Oh, God.
Did you fuck up the floor? Why is he telling me you fucked up the floor?
Well, we remodeled.
Yeah, did we not finish the edges?
I don't know. That's a good question for my husband.
Were we taking out the floor at home?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Took out the floor. And he's telling me the edge isn't done. You can figure it out when you get home.
Yeah. Well, we're doing a remodel on another house right now.
Oh, okay. Is the floor out? Got it. Okay. You'll know if you have more than one house.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with that either.
Kids.
Took out the floor. The edge isn't done. He says, I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Done. I do feel like he's pulling his energy back, but hopefully this is helpful for you today.
my
Holy
gosh.
crap.
Yeah.
That was like a marathon of holy crap.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a couple things that I can't place right now.
No,
I still
that's
put them
okay.
down with question marks. You can, I mean, if you figure it out
No,
later,
that
that's
was-
great. If not, don't stress on it. But yeah, your dad's amazing. I love that your little friend came through too.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I told myself, I talked to her because the two that I had done before, obviously my dad was like solely on my heart and in my brain.
Yeah.
And so I had told my husband and I had told her on the way here, I'm like, I'm calling for Bridget. Like, I want Bridget to come this time. And so the fact that you.
But you would have been
brought
hearing
to is
her
crazy.
say, I'm coming this time. That's why she's popping into your head. You're actually hearing her as much as you think you're calling for her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you guys, I mean, when they pop at us in moments that we don't expect, like right now, your focus would probably mainly be on your dad.
Yeah.
Right? And like, does he
Yeah.
know what I'm doing? Does he know what I'm, and yeah. So cool.
No, that was
Yeah.
incredible and shit.
Well, I love the little things that you were telling me no for too, and he was like, "Yes," like
Yeah.
even the
I'm
late.
excited to just go back and be like, oh no, like, you know, the last medium had talked about like a plate, like something with turquoise in it, like a something, and she just kept talking about it. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I was telling my sisters about it, and my sisters was like
that. So that's the kicker of it, because you're going to share this experience with other people. Some of these things that I said even today may make sense for them, and which is why I go, okay, like when your girlfriend even brought something up, and we were like, I don't know, whatever it was, I can't remember. Like I have the memory of a fly when I'm channeling, but so I will give you these notes to keep, and
That was amazing.
I don't know what coin we're talking about. It's so funny because I wanted to bring something, but
would have been metal. Would it have
The
been?
only thing I could think of when you were saying round was that she put there's her phone screen and you have this on the back, but then you just kept saying metal. And
No,
you
yeah.
kept dangling it and stuff. So I was like, no, maybe not her phone.
It's not that. It's definitely not that. It was like dangling down, almost like a keychain or something.
Yeah.
So
Like
if
something
it,
like your sister has or something.
so, or it could be like an old
Your mom.
keychain that you have of your dad's, or you know what I mean. So I just don't want to leave it out. But he's like, it was just something.
I have
he was
in
showing
here.
me.
I don't even know.
But it seemed like a coin. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I don't even know.
Well, cool.
Oh, thank you
Well,
so
hopefully
much.
your
I know you thinking we wanna be famous, but we just out here living to the fullest like an anus. We bringing the insanity straight from our reality, all originality.